I would say ask questions rather than answer the questions. I mean, I remember my first year when I started to be a mentor, and I think new mentors tend to throwing out the answers right away. And I remember my first year was like that. I guess I probably want to prove my capability that, give me all the questions, I can solve them for you. I probably want to prove that I'm capable. But but now I realize that's not right, because the ultimate goal for mentorship is not about me. It's really about how we could support them so that in the end of the day, they have the strategies and toolkits to tackle the challenges on their own. And there's a Chinese proverb saying about give them fish versus teach them fish. And you want to teach them fish, right? So I think ask questions and listen attentively to understand their context, to understand their challenges, rather than throwing out an answer and solving the problem.
So reflecting over this whole process, I do have advice because a lot of people may start out like me who thought they needed to be the mentee and they didn't have anything to offer. But I just want those people to know that what seems obvious to you may seem amazing to someone else. Like just your perspective that you can provide and work through with people, I think you really do have more to offer than you can imagine.
I think, what I said before is like making sure that that you're open, uh, not only to share, but also to learn from the other person, and make sure to commit, in the whole possible sense. If you don't have the time to do that, make sure to know that you're accountable for things, and that you're supposed to give your best. That's the only way to succeed. Sometimes when we are, I don't know, when we are in this type of collaborations, you may rely on what you know, what you bring, or on your role. In this case, a mentor. So you shouldn't, because the idea is that, you're able to, I don't know, maybe give the extra mile in the sense of organization, in the sense of being willing to get from the other person to, like, step aside of the role, and don't rely on everything that you know.
I've already talked about listening closely and asking lots of questions. So that, of course, is the first piece to being able to suggest effective and logical solutions to problems. And I think the other piece I've also kind of mentioned is there's not, to me, a hierarchical relationship that, you can learn as much from your mentee as you share. It may be something different. It may be a different area, but being open to that and not seeing it as the mentor is all knowing and the mentee is some subordinate that doesn't know much. Everybody comes with a bit of knowledge and experiences that they've had, and all of that helps support whatever directions they will ultimately go. So I think, really being open to that and building that collegial, non-hierarchical relationship is going to really help that mentee grow their confidence in the area that they came to you looking for support in. And then they're going to be able to build on their own once they have that confidence. All of us can be mentors of something. So there's something, whether it's classroom teaching or it's figuring out the ins and outs of a computer technology, or it's how to apply gaming that, just everyday gaming to your classroom, or for that matter, how to ride a bike. Or how to cook soup, whatever it is. I think everybody has something that they're skilled at and can be a mentor. And because of the way I look at it as kind of a two-way street and sort of building a collegial relationship, I think everybody can be a mentee also, because there are things that we all don't know. And that's just part of our lifelong learning.
I'm in a very tricky position. I look like Asian. People may think, oh, are you from oh, like you look so Asian, but your brain not, could be made is liberal, because I'm from Taiwan. We have a lot of different, it's more liberal. So that kind of position made me to realize, like, okay, how to use languages to elaborate my thoughts, and how to use language to build relationship but don't cross the boundary. And so I do think like mentor and mentee relationship, even in the language program, we try to work on is to understand your boundary, but also create a common space that for people who speak different language are comfortable to come in. So that's how we call third space. And it's hard. It's harder than checking on the textbook and writing the paper. But so yeah, participation is always very important. Participation is very important.
I think it's just a matter of taking the leap. So many times, and I think I said it earlier, you think that you don't have something to offer, but you do. Everybody has something to offer, regardless of what experience you've had. Think about it that you're making a new friend. Don't think about it as mentor, mentee. I'm making a new friend and we're going to share. I'm actually not doing it this year because we're remodeling. I've got 2 grandbabies and it's just life I said, I need to take things off my plate for a little while. And I'll be honest, when I got this invitation to talk, it just reminded me, I kind of miss it a little bit. I miss that monthly spark. And that's the way I liked thinking about it is that I would get energized when I knew those conversations were happening. And that, just figuring out, what am I going to get out of this? What am I going to be able to give to that person? So it was the spark of the month.